everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Da Silva. With me, as always, my co-host, Jose Romero.
Happy Nerd Day, everybody.
Happy Nerd Day. Getting ready to review This Week in Geek, which has been an especially awesome and nerdy week, if I dare say so myself.
Yeah, it's been a big week.
Got it
Some
all.
good, some bad, some great. It's a nice little mixed bag
Uh,
of stuff, depending on what we will
to, to,
discuss towards the end of the show.
to be fair, I have been adult inebriated through all of it, so it's been nothing but
Well, there
fantastic.
you
I have
go.
been super excited
In that case, it's
all
great.
across the board. And I feel like when life gets crazy, and life's been a little crazy, it's always nice when you can turn to good nerddom to kind of
That's fair.
distract, process, and the over under has been a thumbs up. I'm gonna put it out there. I've enjoyed the output of this week's
Okay.
stuff.
I have two thumbs up and one thumb way, way down, and we'll get to that.
Ooh, I want to see what you
Yeah,
got to say
but we'll
about
get
that.
to our
Sure,
main courses coming
absolutely,
into play. A few
very
nuggets to
exciting.
touch on. Not a lot of nuggets this week. Just a few nuggets. Let's start.
A lot of reviews, more reviews
More
than
reviews than anything
nuggets, I
else. But
think.
a couple of things popped up. So, hey, let's discuss. And we'll start with
Sure,
Amazon Prime. I guess there
let's
was a
do that.
conversation with some of the writers, and they confirmed. I wasn't sure. I don't think I knew this before, but there is going to be what the plan is: 5 seasons. They're going to have it all thought out. They even have the final shot.
Four.
I'm sorry, Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Oh yeah, you said 5 seasons. You didn't say
Oh,
Lord
I'm
of the
sorry. I
Rings.
thought
I
I
was
mentioned
just,
earlier. I'm sorry.
I was teasing you for it, like
My bad. Yeah,
four.
5 seasons
Tell it to the
of
people.
Lord of the Rings on
Okay.
Amazon Prime. Yes. Um, and yeah, and they even have the last shot set, so they know how they want to
Really?
end the series. If it gets that far,
Listen,
I would suspect it will
I
get that far, but
I love it when there's a plan. I love
agreed.
plans. Plans are great, but at the same time, I mean, luckily it's coming from stuff that's already out there, so they don't have to make it up on the fly. This isn't Breaking Bad where they're like, we're gonna write ourselves into a corner, and now we're gonna get out. They have a plan for it. Even like great things like Stranger Things, there wasn't necessarily a plan until they were given the opportunity to
Sure.
go big. So I'm glad they have the last shot. I'm very excited about it. I know it's from the book, so you can't really go wrong for the most part, but you know but also at the same time, I kind of like a little wiggle room. Maybe if you get a little inspired, you want to kind of put a spin on a thing.
I'm sure you can, though. I mean, I don't think they've written the whole 5 season. I just think they have an idea of where
Sure,
they're gonna go, right? Which is important, right? We talked about having a plan, and Kathleen Kennedy pay
absolutely.
attention. But he could always tweak or adjust on the
Sure,
fly if certain characters hit. I don't know, whatever. You can. I'm sure that's in the works. I mean, they just know. I think they know where they're going with the show. That's always a good thing, right?
okay,
They know where they're
okay.
headed. They have a last shot. They have an idea what's going on, so they're not gonna be flying by the seat of the pants. We're not gonna get Game of Thrones, if we will.
What if
Hopefully not.
the last shot is the elves waving away to the age of man and going, my wife? Like, no, is that out of place? Is that not okay?
That's funny.
I'm just saying, you got to keep yourself
Yeah, keep
open
his
to
head,
the
man.
deal.
Listen, hey, again, they can adjust it, but at least listen, they got a plan. That's a good thing. I think for me,
Sure.
I'd rather have it than not have it, right? When
All right,
I mean, some short like Stranger Things. I don't think they knew they're gonna have 5 seasons, right? They just did one and let's
right.
have it. Here, they know it's likely gonna be at least multiple seasons. I'd be surprised if it's unless it's
Sure.
real shitty. I hope not, but. With the money they pump into this, I would suspect they just let it ride. So at least it's good to have an idea of where they're going. So good for them. That's good to hear. This is very anti Kathleen Kennedy, and I'm all for anti
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy,
Yes.
which I'll get to more in a minute.
We'll get there.
Speaking of anti Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, a man with a plan, right? So
Star Spangled Man with a Plan.
with the plan, the epitome of man with a plan is Kevin Feige. So apparently he's going to be taking a little bit of a step back in terms of him being hands-on because there's so much stuff going on, right? So
Right.
that being said, Fantastic Four, we all know it's coming out, and he talked about seeking a big name director for Fantastic Four.
Someone he can trust.
Right, someone who's established, no one new. I mean, he's known to get a lot of young directors. Russo brothers, for example, they had
Right.
very no experience.
And he guides them and he says what's good and what's
Right.
bad. He's almost a Jiminy Cricket of like directors going in for the first big movie.
Exactly. So I think he wants to move away from that. So which is interesting because I guess there's a lot of rumors we all thought, Krasinski was going to be the
Krasinski was
guy.
gonna
But
be-
I mean, if
Right.
he's still looking, does that mean he's not gonna be the guy?
Well, if
You know, I mean,
look, just between you and me, when I heard he's looking for a big director, because apparently he really liked Sam Raimi doing Doctor Strange, because Sam Raimi knows what he's doing.
sure, established
So
director.
he got to be like, oh, okay, you got this, awesome.
Right,
I don't have to be like, I don't have to be here once every 3 days
right.
instead of every day. So I'm cool with that. So I think that he wants someone that he doesn't have to be there all the time. He can trust. They can, and they understand the assignment. You know what I mean?
Right, of course.
And because of that, when I heard established director knows that is competent, knows how to handle big budgets, I started dreaming.
Uh-oh.
I started
The
geek
wheels are turning.
daydreaming, and you know who I landed on?
Who'd that be?
Quentin Tarantino. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
It'd be a lot of N words. It's
Right,
very
that's very.
uncomfortable.
He can do Black Panther.
Oh man!
Wow. Nah,
Listen,
I couldn't help myself. But you
to hope to dream. It's like the Jew Hunter, but way more inappropriate. No, it's no. Steven Spielberg. Spielberg. The
I mean,
last thing he just did was West Side Story. You know,
I didn't see
he
West Side
got
Story,
that
but I heard
out.
it's very good. So what? I don't want to.
I heard it's good, but he's not really like in it. Not either in demand or inspired by. But imagine Spielberg bringing that Spielberg magic and doing the
Oh,
Fantastic
he's
Four.
the greatest of all time. There would never be an objection on my end to get Steven Spielberg. I know that's going to happen, but that would be a marriage made
I
in heaven,
would
I think.
love
Particularly
a
Fantastic Four, right?
Spielberg. Yeah,
Yeah.
but only it would only work with the Fantastic Four. Like if you're gonna get Spielberg to do a Marvel movie, it has to be a Fantastic Four. Everything else would be a waste of his talents and what he brings to the table. There's something about that family that they argue but they can still work with each other and they can lean on each other's strengths. That's Spielberg from top to bottom. Like imagine the feel of like an Indiana Jones, that feeling of adventure and family, that ET, like that's the kind of Spielberg you want in that the kind of feel that you want in a Marvel movie. Spielberg got it. Like how do you not walk away from that? You have to. Yeah. Like
I'm all for it. I think it's it'd be a great idea. I mean, I don't know if that's
I
like a
mean,
dream
I'm
scenario, right? That's like a fan
shooting for the
fan
stars,
casting, right? Of
obviously.
course.
But yeah.
But I mean, who knows? But I mean, it's a lot.
I mean, who else would you get as a big name director that you could trust the
I mean,
property
there's a
to,
lot. There's a
especially
lot
something
of
like Fantastic
directors.
Four?
I mean, Scorsese. No, I'm just kidding. Denis Villeneuve. Oh no, just kidding. Um,
James Cameron.
I mean, this
Yeah,
James
if you
Cameron.
could pull him away from Avatar.
Oh no, well, if it were not for Avatar, yes, I think that's the name will be up there. But I mean, there's a lot of good directors, man. There's a lot of established guys that you can get. I think you just want someone who's got a lot of experience. I think when I mean big
Yeah,
time director, not big name
and
director, someone who's established, lots
a
of
big name
experience.
established director, you Spielberg the tops.
Obviously, right? Agreed.
I would say J.J. Abrams, but he's
Oh
Warner
no!
Brothers.
Please don't. No.
No, because J.J. Abrams is a company man. Say what you will about Rise of Skywalker, he did everything he was told to do. And here's the thing: you don't get him to write Fantastic Four, you get him to direct Fantastic Four.
I know.
And he's a company man; he would do it aces. But why would you go for Diet Coke when you can go for Coke? And that's why I said
No,
Spielberg.
Spielberg obviously be the top of the list. Agree. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can get. Just you never know. I mean, I don't know. Christopher McQuarrie is a very good director. He's been doing well lately. Matthew Vaughn's like a name that I really like. Who
Matthew Vaughn will be another guy.
right,
Yeah,
who's
I
done
like
this
him
kind
a
of
lot. I
thing.
like his
Right,
sensibilities.
exactly.
Absolutely.
He's a great visual director.
And he's a guy who knows how to do a lot with a little. So if you give him a lot, he can do more.
No, I absolutely agree. So First Class was great when he came out with that.
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass,
is great.
obviously, Kingsman, first Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
Yeah, so, I think that's a name that I'm kind of itching for him to do something like this, so get back into it. And as I said, there's a lot of guys that can. I mean, who knows? But I mean, I don't think it puts to rest the John Krasinski rumors, but it's interesting how he was the big name favorite or whatever the favorite. But I don't, because I would have hired him by now. I would assume, right? I mean, why
Yeah,
wait? I mean,
you think.
Okay,
Absolutely.
we signed Doctor Strange, whether he's going to be in it or not, we'll see. But all signs pointed there, but now I don't
Or
think so.
it could be Krasinski is playing a little bit hardball, so Feige is playing hardball
Maybe
back.
it's like I want this.
So
like,
I mean,
that's fine.
it's negotiation
I'll
time,
get
right? You
somebody
do
else.
a favor.
Yeah, it's very possible, but it definitely this, I think it was people thought it was a slam dunk before, like, oh,
Yeah.
Krasinski for sure, or what. Now that's definitely off the table. He's still a contender, I would assume, and I think it'd be great if they hire him. I wouldn't mind at all. I love Quiet Place, both of them. So
You know who else I think would handle it? She's it's not a big name director, but it's a reliable director who's done sci-fi that would be really well. I think would bring a lot into it. Either Bryce Dallas Howard
yeah, so the name I was thinking.
or Ron Howard.
Oh, no,
Either
no, no,
one of
no,
the
stop with Ron
Howards.
Howard. No, no, no.
I'm listen
No,
once again. You
stop.
cannot blame
Stop.
Ron
No,
Howard
I
for
blame Ron
having to
Howard.
remake an entire movie in 3 months.
Ron
He did the
Howard.
best he
Ron
could.
Howard.
That
He's
was once again
vanilla.
company man
You're gonna
job.
get
That
the
was a company
blandest
man job.
Fantastic Forever. You don't want bland. You don't want vanilla, dude. You want Rocky Road. You want something a little more exciting. No, I'll give you Bryce Dallas Howard. She's
I think
younger,
Bryce will come in because she has a lot to prove and she has the skill set already
right?
to lean
And she's
on.
done really well
From
with
everything she's done with
yeah, she's done
Mandalorian,
really well with that
I
stuff.
lean
So
on that.
absolutely. Her no all day Ron Howard, that would be a disaster. I'm like, oh God, please no. Just
I don't think it would be a disaster, but I think you're right. It would come off a little too bland.
too
But
bland.
once again, I think that was the mandate from him, and he did the best he could. But if you look at all his other movies, it's incredible. So like, why would you
he has
not?
a good resume in the past. Yes, he hasn't done a whole lot lately. I think he's past his
What
prime.
if the Howards co-directed
No,
Bryce
I
and
just
Ron?
let her daughter do it. His daughter do it.
Because remember, the Fantastic Four, they're known as a first family. So why wouldn't you get a father-daughter
If the father
dynamic
wants to go and say, bring a coffee. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay. I get some eggs in the morning, some little scrambies, But he wins. So the search is on. So let's see. But a project. This is an interesting story here that I want to get to because Joker. There was a lot of speculation whether to actually do a second one or not. This because Joker was essentially a standalone movie, right?
That's what everyone
That's what
thought
everyone
going in.
thought. But when you make $1 billion,
And you get an Oscar,
right? All
$1
of a
billion
sudden,
and an
the
Oscar.
studio's like, well, let's rethink this strategy, and I get
Sure.
it. It makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
To do a sequel, and
Sure.
it appears as all steam ahead. Here we got Todd Phillips in his Instagram. He put, I guess, a copy of the script. Joker, the Folie à Deux, the French name there. I guess it stands for Madness of Two, if I'm not mistaken. Something along those lines.
All right.
And he even put a picture of Joaquin Phoenix reading the script. So all signs that he's on board, which is an interesting thing because he's very particular with his projects. He even turned down Doctor Strange, right?
Speaking of main actors reading scripts, did you see how Jared Leto got into the memeing of Morbius? Where it's him reading a script, like, wait, dude, I'm reading. What are you reading? He's like, nothing. And then when he goes, it says Morbius 2, it's Morbin time. And then they kick in with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Bum 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 bum. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
That's pretty funny.
So that I'm pretty sure that's not what they did with Joaquin because he's still a very serious actor. But it'd been great.
Very serious. He's all business all the time. But
sure.
This is interesting. I mean, the whole Madness of Two, talking about psychosis, multiple personalities, that kind of thing with the Joker, or a shared psychosis.
Harley Quinn of Two.
Right, the possibility, maybe a Batman. I don't think they should put Batman in it personally.
I don't think so
Keep
either.
it as is.
You know what I would like is if Joker found out there was a new hotness of crazy in Gotham, and now he's like, that dude's not crazy enough. I'll show him what crazy is, and so he's sort of like there's almost like a gang war between Joker and the new crazy villain, new to the movies, and he's trying to show him what real madness is. He's like, you're playing madness, I am madness. So either come be with me or get out of the game. And you could do a Riddler, you could do a Two-Face,
you could do two Jokers if you want. I mean,
you could do two Joker. I mean, there's been precedent in the comics about having multiple people being Jokers.
It's an interesting concept. I mean, the fact that not much Todd Phillips, but that Joaquin is back, I think it says a lot more about the script because he doesn't chase money. No. He's anti that. He does what he wants. His projects, small ones, he don't give a shit about. Like I said, he had Doctor Strange in his pocket. He turned it down. So to him to agree to this, that probably says a lot about what he's read about the script. or the
Yeah.
ideas of the film. So that's a good thing, right? He's not going to be on board. He's not a cash grab. He has money. He don't need that. He's
Maybe
the
he's doing that thing. Maybe this whole movie is it's basically just a recreation of when Joaquin Phoenix said that he quits being an actor and he was going to become a gangster folk rapper,
amazing.
and that's what the Joker's whole thing is. And that's it.
Get the
And people are
beard
like,
going on, you know.
yeah, yeah. And that I mean, I would be here for that. That would be like, this is the biggest meta banana. Fuck you to everybody.
That'd
I'm
be
in.
kind of funny.
Let's do it.
I wouldn't put it past him to do something along those lines. But it's interesting, man. Listen, I like the first Joker a lot. It's a great little idea they had, and it obviously worked out in spades. So good for them. So yeah, let's see, man. Yeah, I'm very curious, but it's official. So we are gonna get it. So let's see let's
That's
see
it.
what DC can do.
Let's see where art meets money.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
DC, let's do it, and we'll stick with DC for a second here. And we got Black Adam. A little bit of movie
Man.
catch up on top of DC world.
Captain Ketchup,
Ketchup
right here for you guys.
Make it just a little bit better, right? So Black Adam, the real life superhero, The Rock, of course. We finally get the first full trailer of this one. So,
mind you, by the way, the same week that this trailer came out, someone just showed me a video where The Rock is rapping with a bunch of other rappers. So, you know, like when a bunch of rappers in a song, everyone gets like 2 minutes on the song to kind of. The Rock has a segment. Really? I think it was ASAP Rocky. I'm not sure who it was, but like I was like, holy crap, that's already in the it's The Rock in the video. I was like, wow. I'm like, first you do Moana, and he spit a couple of your welcomes, and he's like,
listen, movie ketchup knows no bounds, man. His talents are endless.
He's like Shaq if Shaq knew what he was doing.
There you go.
Different things. Yeah, that's
he's Shaq with talent off the bat.
Shaq food
off the basketball court. Oh my god. See, that movie with The Rock would be much better.
Absolutely.
So, I've been excited because, I'm a Rock guy, so what the hell, right? But yeah, what'd you think about the trailer, man?
You know what? I liked it, but it didn't blow me away. There's something about the trailer that either felt like I've kind of seen this before, or it felt very much like they're playing it too safe. And I kind of want something bold, and they're trying to do bold. Like there's that line where The Rock, Black Adam's talking to Hawkman.
Oh yeah.
And Hawkman goes, "Heroes don't kill." He goes, "Well, I do."
That's cool.
And
I like that.
I liked it. I would have liked it more if when Hawkman says, "Heroes don't kill," and Black Adam says, "I'm not a hero."
Yeah.
That would have been better. And see what I mean? It's a little things where like I feel like they're playing too safe or just being almost like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna kill and I'm a hero." And I'm like, I know comic book movies are essentially 13 to 16 demographic, and we're adults and we love the passion for it. But if you're gonna do Black Adam as a little bit of a harder hero, a little harder edged, then appeal more to like an 18 to 21-year-old sensibility where you don't have to spell everything out. And I felt like that was the thing. I felt this movie's so far, they're almost telling you everything so there's no misunderstanding. And I would like a little bit like, let me just pick up based on action. Have them say things and do things, and now pick up the general idea of who this guy is. Don't tell me like, I'm Black Adam, I kill, but I'm a good guy. Watch out, my son did this, and now I did this, and now I'm here. Like I'm a little bit like, okay, but like, don't the trailer should not feel like a pamphlet. Like this is everything about Black Adam. Like just show me Black Adam doing stuff. Show me Black Adam's attitude towards things, and I'll piece everything else together. And that was my one disappointment. But visually, looks great, obviously. But luckily, we're in a time where everything looks amazing. So now we can't just be like, oh my God, you see what it looks like? Yeah, I saw it. Everything looks great. That's not the point anymore.
Right.
Did I love seeing Pierce Brosnan there? Absolutely.
True.
Listen,
Fate.
Dr. Fate is cool. He's no Doctor Strange, even though people say, oh, Dr. Fate is stronger. Yeah, but he's more boring. That's why he has no comic books about him. Doctor Strange is always somewhere. So it's much more of an interesting character. I just want to see real dynamics. I'll tell you the scene that I like the most. It's at the very end where there's two people in the Jeep and Black Adam shows up and they shoot a missile and he catches it and it blows up and then you see the hand come up like he's almost like kind of like just reassessing himself. I like that. That looked cool. I needed more stuff like that where it's just people reacting to an action, and that says enough about the character for me to go, oh, he's this type of dude. And if I'm wrong, I'll get to know more about him during the movie. But
Yeah.
that moment made me go, that was cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that and what in the context of that is. So it was a solid 7, which is a bummer because with The Rock, you're kind of hoping for 8.5s and 9s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
So
I
that's
agree. It
what
was a good trailer. It didn't blow me away. I was like, okay,
right.
interested. Let's watch it. I mean, it's first trailer, so whatever.
Absolutely. And like I said, I'm still going to see
course,
it. No part of that turned me off. I was just kind of hoping because Black Adam is a more complex character that they didn't handle him with less complex gloves. Yeah. Right, exactly.
I mean,
like if he's a complex
maybe
character,
they're keeping on the rasp more just to because maybe
this
is a shot this movie's dark.
Trailer,
right. Chance the movie's dark or whatever it is, or has dark moments. They probably won't market that, which is a good thing. Number one, because they want to get all the kiddies in there. I
sure.
get it. It's fine.
Put it this way. Guardians of the Galaxy, still to this day, in my opinion, it has the best first trailer anywhere. Is when you see the Guardians of the Galaxy and it cuts to the Nova Corps and you go, what a bunch of assholes. Like, that is all you need. And then you hear Stuck on a Feeling. Like, I don't know, like, everything about this shouldn't work, and it does. So that's what I want. Like, I need more trailers where, like, treat me as someone who I get superheroes. We all get superheroes. We live in a magical time where we all understand superhero-ness. So if that's the case, be a little bolder. Come on. Like if this trailer would have come out at the same time like Dark Knight and Iron Man came out, I'd be like, yes, I understand exactly what you're doing. You're getting people used to the idea of superheroes. At this point now, come in with a little bit more swagger. Especially if you got The Rock in your corner, come in with a lot more swagger.
I'll be curious to see what the second trailer looks like. It's still early. We're still 4 or 5 months away, so it's a long time. So it was good. Nothing spectacular, but whatever. It's The Rock. We're gonna watch it anyway, and hopefully it's good. Right at the end of the day, whatever.
Listen, if we can live at a time where Chris Hemsworth goes against The Rock as Thor versus Black Adam, I'll see that movie 3 times.
That'd be amazing.
In theaters. I'll put that out.
Phenomenal.
I'll bring people who aren't even like capable of watching the movie. Like I bring elderly people. Like you have to watch the movie. Like who are you? Shut up.
It's funny because they were talking about this way off topic, but a Face Off reboot, and which looks like it's going to be moving forward and all that. And in my head, I'm thinking, my God, Chris Hemsworth and The Rock in Face Off would be amazing.
Oh my God, yes,
amazing. I mean, I'll be like, God, I doubt they're going right, but I mean, that's one thing. The first thing that popped in my head was that. Then after that, they got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. But those are the two. I'm like, man, those guys. The
only other option I would go for us like a snarky version be Ryan Reynolds and the guy who plays Star-Lord. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt and Ryan Reynolds, and that would also and just super smart alecky, very sarcastic, but very different tones. I would like that too. But to me, Hemsworth and The Rock is top billing. Yeah,
you get the action. Plus, they're both very funny. They both do comedy very well. So that would be just. Because I would assume I would like to see a Face Off a little more comical.
If you can't get The Rock and Chris Hemsworth, and you can't get Ryan Reynolds and Chris Pratt, then you go bottom. Ezra Miller, Amber Heard. That's it. Make it really complicated. Is what I'm saying.
Just put Johnny Depp and Amber Heard together, man. My God. Have them switch.
No. And Johnny Depp has restraint. Ezra Miller, you don't know what's gonna happen, and that's what makes it exciting.
Ezra Miller, but whatever. But that being said, hey, interesting with the Face Off thing. But yeah, back to Black Adam. Yeah, interested. We'll see. Hopefully it's good.
Cool.
Whatever. I mean, as long as it's fine, it was good. I'll be okay with it. That being said, those are our nuggets. So let's dig deep into our main course. And we'll start
with 2 big main courses.
Well, 3 really.
Oh, 3? Yeah,
just 3. And, well, in my eyes, it's 2. Because this first one here, it's not a main course. It's a disaster. And that's Obi-Wan. It's episode 4. Which, listen, we both liked the first 3 episodes, right? I wasn't like blown
Yeah.
away. I was okay, good. I like the first one a lot more than the other ones.
Right.
It's good, solid.
Yes.
This fourth one was really bad, really
See,
bad
I
television,
I have to
and maybe
disagree with you
this
now.
may be probably the worst. This is worse than any
I
episode of Boba Fett. Unfortunately,
I
it's
disagree. I actually like this episode more than episode 2.
oh my god. First of all, well, it's 30 minutes. That alone, I don't. It could have been the greatest show I've ever seen. At 30 minutes, I could never say it's the greatest show I've ever seen. At 30 minutes, and you give me 30 minutes of shit, awful, awful, awful.
Once
That
again,
notwithstanding,
the problem with the show is they don't know how to work with kids. That's the problem with the show.
well,
You,
let's start there. You mentioned that scene with the interrogation scene was
yeah.
embarrassing. It was awful. The girl
Look,
who has been good playing Leia was really bad, and Riva she's been bad the whole time. This just shows
I like
she
Reva.
was
What I don't like is the
awful.
you haven't given her context to why she is what she is.
But
Like you
just
can get away with
that
that with
scene
2
that
episodes. Episode 4, I need some background. I need some
but she has to
background.
be. There's no nuance to her, man. And I'm not blaming her. It could be Deborah Chow because it is what it is. But it's like that scene just come off intimidating. It's a 10-year-old girl, for Christ's sake. If you can't get information on a 10-year-old girl,
Look,
you being an inquisitor, and you can't even figure out
here's the
she's
thing.
force sensitive. It's just nonsense.
Yeah, like they mentioned in episode
God.
3, like they're going after force sensitive people.
Yes.
If you're trying to mind probe a 10-year-old and she's resisting, your immediate next action should be get this girl tested for M counts
or
because
anything, but it just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, okay, it's just, but that aside, just the interrogate, just seeing itself,
well,
the acting
I'll
was
tell
really
you
bad in
what,
that scene.
I had an easier time following the logic in this episode than I did in episode 3 when Vader just let Obi-Wan go. Like they still didn't explain why he let him go. Like that they made
Which is another
I
problem
was
with
like,
this episode, right? We got no follow up to that. We got nothing
yeah,
from
I
Vader.
mean there was like allusions to it, like in the Bacta
Yeah,
tank.
but that was
They
2
were connected a
seconds.
little
But that doesn't
bit.
count.
But
I mean, they could. This is a 30-minute episode. Give us just 5 minutes or 3 minutes of something with him, Obi-Wan dealing with what he just went through, right?
yeah,
You got nothing. It's like
there was
okay.
more of a fallout at the end of episode 2 going to 3 where he was meditating, dealing with the fact that like, oh man, Anakin's still alive,
Right,
as
exactly.
Vader. There was more of that in that than it was in the other thing, and I don't under like. Here's okay. Let me talk a little bit about the good before we keep hitting all the bad. What I liked about it is that Obi-Wan is getting his force swagger back. Like the more he uses his force powers, the more his old skill sets are coming back. He's getting better at lightsabering. He's even the Obi-Wan swing, like a pivot, a twirl with his thing. He was able to hold back the glass from the water, even though like on the ride there he was struggling getting that little like space lighter
Right.
to go to his hand. And then he was like, so the more he's using the force, the better, like the more the skill sets are returning, which is really cool. I like that. What I didn't like was like the leaps of logic that didn't make sense. Everything from like not dealing with Vader almost killing him, not dealing like when they went to Ice Cube's son. He's like,
yeah.
get this guy out of here. And then like literally to a 2-minute conversation later, he's like, okay, well,
All right.
I
I was just kidding.
fast. Yeah. And then when the chick from Game of Thrones, when they're like, hey, you're not supposed to be that terminal. And they go behind like basically what I assume are just giant CPUs or RAM. She like rear naked chokeholds this dude and no one hears it.
Oh my.
And I'm like, this motherfucker's right there.
And
Like,
not even that. When they bring her around, she fights 2 of them, right? I think when the second time when they hear, when she slaps one and he goes down with a slap and why they wearing the armor? I don't understand. That was really bad.
Well, first of all,
really
what she did I thought made sense. She grabbed him by the bottom of the mask and like shook him, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And like I like that because those helmets are highly impractical. So I like that. Like when you're doing this, like if it would have been a clone trooper, they would have shot her in the face. But because they're just regular dudes, there's a little part of him going, "Am I gonna get fired if I hit her?" Like, she's a higher rank than I am. So I like I forgave that more than Obi-Wan walking out with a trench coat with Leia underneath
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Like And I know you. It's like, oh, there's a hustle and bustle. People are running around because they're on high alert because there's an intruder.
Right.
But if there is an intruder, wouldn't you notice a dude who's got a normal human head and then his body's balloons out and there's a second pair of smaller legs in the front? Like, that's a weird alien. I've never seen that species before. It's like some sort of weird centaur. Is there a centaur
Yeah,
planet? Like,
it
that's
was. Oh my god. And well, this is a scene because since we're obviously on the bat here still. The whole water thing was it was. I don't know how he escaped that. Whatever, fine. Leaps in logic. It happens at every show. I have no whatever. I'll live with it. But there's just so much of that in this episode. When they're shooting at him, I know they got bad aim. I know it's a funny thing, but come on, man. He's not even facing Couple in the back. He's facing a robot in the front. A robot who can't shoot apparently. Nobody can shoot. They're shooting the.
Well, he's doing the light. He's deflecting
yeah,
with the lightsaber.
Yeah,
so,
but he
works.
turns to face the other two. He turns the other way. I mean, you can shoot when he backs to you. It's okay. To do,
No,
and they
are
did,
shooting,
but
he like steps out of the way and they shoot each other, which is like the force is to me. I was all about it. Like, that's cool.
That scene was Robert Rodriguez action scene. It was horrific.
Actually, I disagree. I actually like that. I'll tell you what I didn't like was him like them shooting their way out once Reva shows up. She's like, "Get them!"
Oh my god!
And they're like they should have got shot.
Yeah, there's like everybody's there.
They should have been tagged a little bit. Like, you don't have to be killed, but maybe a shoulder shot, hit in the leg. There should have been something. I would have liked it if, in that moment, Obi-Wan realized the urgency and did like a massive force push, and then like kind of like stumble a little bit, and had to help him to the speeder. That would have been cool. I would have liked that, but we didn't get any of that. And then
the speeder's coming in. It's like, okay, what is? Apparently, there's no defenses, no detection in this base.
Right, because who would be crazy enough to attack?
That's really bad. But I know there's one scene where Reva's blocking this Snowpiercer, who I guess they can hover, right? I know they can hover.
It's hovering, yeah.
Sure. She's shooting a bunch of lasers, right? In one scene.
Yes.
The next scene, it's the same cut. She blocks one. What the fuck happened to the 800 fucking lasers that came out of there? She blocked one, and all you see is one. So one cut, next cut, one goes by. What happened to the other ones? It's just
if you would have showed me Vader doing that, I'd believe it.
I would buy it. But you can't show the other fucking lasers. You can't.
But she's also she should be running because she's not Vader. She's not that high of a Jedi.
She is and no one is because no one can detect Obi-Wan.
Right.
Which so it's awkward. I'm just saying this. It's just so many bad things about the episode. I was like, oh my god, it's like, what happened here? I mean, this is the worst by far. And I'm like, I couldn't believe I was watching this. Like, this it's just nonsense. I'm like, wow.
I overlooked that because I was so happy that Obi-Wan was starting to get his swagger back. I'll be very honest with you. The Obi-Wan swagger
I'll give you the one scene that was in the dark. That was cool looking.
But
the problem is, you don't take more than one swipe. If she can slap what's-her-face Game of Thrones and then fucking knock that guy down, why does it take 2 lightsaber strikes and knock down a stormtrooper? It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Because his Jedi strength had not got him back to that level.
You don't need the shrine. It's a laser, so it goes right through like butter, dude. Let's be honest. It's all you need is one shot. I don't care.
Apparently, they showed that
this
armor
guy,
actually
Boyega, he can use it with any force powers and do a lot of damage. So Obi-Wan, I assume, is a little more skilled by a little bit than this guy.
A little bit.
And
but he didn't get him by the back of underneath the helmet. That's a problem. He didn't get him by underneath the helmet. That's the sweet spot. That's how you get to direct that.
It's all sweet spots. A lightsaber. That's the whole point. But it's stuff like that. It's like, oh my god, really? And the thing is, it's one thing would have been okay, 1 and 2, but it was just so much shit on top of each other. At a certain point, like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. Like Keystone Cops again. Where's the Benny Hill music? That's what they should have played. It's just
what I'm starting to realize is that here's the thing. I feel like all the acting, like the emotions of what they're doing, it's directed really well. I really like it. I feel like the intensities of everyone's committed to the scenes, and that's great. My problem is who read the script and said, I don't see a problem with this. You do it.
Kathleen
because
Kennedy.
She's like doing the best with what they gave her, and she's like,
well, I'm not
so
gonna
this
blame her.
happens.
Yeah, I'm not blaming her completely. She's a 3 out of 4 is fine, but Ember, there was a script before that was tossed by Kathleen Kennedy and rewrote it. So this is on her. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, right? This is part of her fucking mess. It really, it's a really bad episode.
And
we got two left, and we're like, okay, what's going on here?
Here's the crazy thing. Is like the scripts were tossed not because of Kathleen Kennedy, because Filoni came in and goes, you guys are just doing The Mandalorian with Obi-Wan. No, we have to change this. So he gave a bunch of notes, and they went and they rewrote the script based on his notes.
Kathleen
Here's my thing.
In charge, dude.
Listen, I know she's in charge, but Filoni is also like head creative director. He should have had a little bit like, hey guys.
He could take some heat too. Don't get me wrong. But
I feel like this falls on both of them, because if you could go in there to change the script so it's not like The Mandalorian, can you at least change the script so it's like a good story?
That's what I'm saying. That's why at this point, listen, the last two episodes could be amazing. It's just going to be an okay show if they're amazing.
Listen, I
have no
feel
confidence
bad
that's going to be the case
for you.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you because I know you love Obi-Wan.
I do.
And if they would have done this to Moon Knight, I would have been
livid. Man, you would have been up in. I would have been right. I agreed. Listen, it's disappointing, man. Because again, the first episode of this is really good. Because you really they dug into that emotional side, the character study, where's Kenobi been the 10 years, how's it affecting him, the whole thing with the Uncle Owen, that was all good stuff. That was good stuff.
Great.
All that abandoned. Now it's just cheesy action, inconsistencies with the scenes, the performances. It's just nothing there. Even Vader, as cool as it's great to see him.
There are gaps in logic that make no sense. They're just like, why would you do that?
It's odd, and I'm really worried about how this is going to end. I don't see this ending well. I really don't. And again, too short. Either you make this should have been a movie, or give us 9-10 episodes and really dig deep into the character, which would have been so much interesting. Right?
Honestly, this is a big slight towards Star Wars, but there's no reason that Stranger Things is better than Obi-Wan. They should be on par. At least they should be on par.
And by far, it's not even close as far as I mean, we both would agree on that. It's not even close in terms of quality.
And between you and me, there's no reason that Miss Marvel was better than Obi-Wan.
Agreed. And it was, right?
It was. And we'll get to that. But in comparison of it, you're right. This was the odd man out.
It really was. It's just like, wow. All the good stuff we've seen, we're talking about a couple of shows now. It's just to be stuck in that group. It's bad. It's just, oh man.
And there's so much good talent associated with it.
Hopefully it ends well. If it ends well, it can save and salvage it.
Look,
right?
Deborah Chow and Ewan McGregor. I mean, just on that alone, this should be a banana show.
It should be great, right? And it just hasn't been. At best, this show's gonna end up being okay. If it ends really well, it's gonna be.
I feel like it's gonna end well, and it's gonna make a lot of people mad, because if the last two episodes are like 45 to 50 minutes long and they're really good, what you're telling people is this was supposed to be a 2-hour movie. They gave us 6 episodes, and so we stretched.
That's what I'm saying. They probably could have made a good 2-hour movie, 2:15, whatever, and then cut the fat out and really. If this is what they're giving us, I'd rather see the movie, obviously.
And am I wrong, or did I hear that Kathleen Kennedy has already greenlit in Obi-Wan season 2?
I haven't heard that. I guess they would. I don't know. I mean, I know they like the show for whatever reason.
But the numbers are probably huge.
Well, the numbers are huge. I mean, it was the biggest show Disney had when it first came out. So, which is not a surprise. Star Wars is still king in town. It really is, right? When it comes to people and the quality, obviously. But as far as the fans turning out, you got Obi-Wan. So it was the biggest show, whether it be Marvel or Disney, anything Disney Plus, biggest show they've had. That's impressive. So people want to see this. People want to see it, no doubt about it. So would they green it season 2? Probably. Am I excited about it? Nope.
You do season 2. Look, this is the only way you're gonna get me hyped for season 2. You say Filoni is executive producing, and I'm like, all right, now we got it.
But I mean, but I guess it depends on where they're gonna go. When we're getting closer to the New Hope at this point. So it's like,
what if season 2 is Obi-Wan waking up and all season 1 was a dream?
I would take it. Do a redo. The rebooting season 1 of Obi-Wan, unprecedented move by Disney.
He woke up from like a spotchka hangover. He's like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, Luke.
God, I'm so disappointed this week. But listen, maybe episode 5 is the best thing you've ever seen. What I
Who
doubt
knows?
it, but
Let's see.
let's see. But right now, my expectations are. But
Understood.
that being said, let's get to some good stuff.
Some good stuff.
Let's wash out, cleanse the palate if we will, and let's take Disney Plus Miss Marvel.
This Mark.
I forgot this was coming out too. I was like, oh shit, that's right.
What a fun first
It was a
episode.
good episode. I'm not. I know it's not as good as everyone hyped it up to be. I heard so many good things, and let's calm down. It's a really
No,
good,
it's a
fun,
good, solid, fun episode.
solid, fun episode. And this is a way how you really create a good character. Because I want to compare this to Haley Steinfeld's character in Hawkeye, right? There's a
No.
difference in the likability, and this is how you create a hero, right?
I feel like it's closer to Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it is. It's the same kind of vibe, right? Little Scott Pilgrim in there,
Very much so,
right?
yeah.
Scott Pilgrim, John Hughes,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, very
Personally,
much
it's a fun show. I mean, I'm not saying it's amazing. Oh my god, I loved it.
It's
good.
once again,
It was
not
really
changing the world, but it's solid. You enjoy it. You can even tell people, "Oh, you should watch this. It's fun." And that's all. It's not great. It's fun. It's a fun show.
Very
And sometimes, if you know what you're doing and you're competent, fun is where it's at. And this is
and
a
that's fine.
fun
Listen,
show.
I'll take it. I didn't expect this to be the best Marvel show. This is not Moon Knight, right?
No,
at least not yet.
absolutely.
Maybe it
Right.
is, but I don't know. But thus
There's
far,
potential for
no.
it.
Thus far, no. But it's a fun show. I was surprised how much I actually enjoyed it because
And the girl who plays Camilla Khan, god damn it, she's fucking likable and
great.
charming.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
She's just
You know what?
extremely likable, and they really wrote her well. And the family's funny, and the father,
she has
great.
the kind of likability that Oscar Isaac and Robert Downey Jr. has. Like she's really like you're fun to watch. You're with her. You get it. She's sarcastic. She's vulnerable. Like it's the whole package.
Very charismatic.
Really, like I said, it's enjoyable. Didn't change the world.
No,
I'm not
no.
buying Kamala Khan's first appearance, but I'm like I saw it with my daughter, and my son came in passing, saw us watching it, and heard like one of the joke moments. My son walked in when she was telling the plan of how they're going to make it to Avengers Con.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And from that, my son goes, Avengers Con. And he sat down and started watching, and we saw the whole episode. And both of them were like, that was awesome. And that was exactly it. It should be fun. And that was, I mean, Moon Knight is a hard Marvel sell because there's a lot of dark stuff about it. But Camilla Khan is such a slam dunk for Marvel because it's everything they're good at. It's light. It's angst. It's about growing up and finding one's identity. It's about your family and your concerns and you about to become a new part of your life. It's what Marvel excels in, and they knock it out of the park.
Yeah. And I hope it continues. But I was surprised how much I liked it. Again, it's not Moon Knight, but it's very good. And it's maybe it's great, but that season, right? Who knows? Or maybe it sucks afterwards. I don't know what the hell.
Who knows?
But it's a good start.
So far,
it's a good start, right? So yeah, this could be one of the
Kenobi,
better shows.
and it falls apart on episode 2 moving forward.
You're right.
Who knows?
We get Kenobi here, no doubt about it. But
I will say, in terms of cinematography and like shot compositions and character likability, it's really eye catching. It's real. It goes by real fast. It doesn't feel like you're dragging. It doesn't make you remember a lot of stuff. It has a lot of emotional continuity and that helps it process over.
I hope they don't fall in the same 6 episodes. It's concerning. That always concerns me when it's only 6. And this one's like 40-some minutes long, which is typical for a first episode. And the second one's usually when they drop it down to like 30, 32, 33.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't follow that same nonsense.
Interesting thing, too, no clear villain introduced in this episode.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. And let's talk about the post-credit scene real fast. The Department of Damage Control, the cop who arrested Peter, is brought back for this series.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like I'm not sure if he's legitimately going to be the villain of the series, but he could definitely be like the third party antagonist. Like when you have the hero, the villain, and the cop who thinks he's going after the hero, but it turns out he should have been going after the villain. Like that could be the dynamic. But overall, everything looks promising, and that's all you could do for a first episode. Make it look promising.
Lay the groundwork, and like I said, it still needs a good villain, which I would assume that has to be introduced this episode. I would assume that. If they're gonna have a villain, you got to do it quickly because again, 6 episodes. Things got to marinate. You know what I'm saying? Got to introduce them, then the conflict, resolution, etc. So far so good. Way better than Kenobi, as far as I'm concerned, by far.
Which is a bummer towards you, and I'm sorry, but at the same time, hey, at least we got something good.
We got something good, so I hopefully it maintains that. But yeah, definitely a good show.
And And
And
now the
speaking
main
of
course.
the main, this is the main course. This is the one we've been waiting for. Let's be honest, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Los Niños, the boys, if we will, season 3, the show that gives new meaning to the term just the tip. And for those listening to the show, you know what I'm talking about. Um, just bonkers, man, bonkers. I
Three
tell you.
episodes, and they go all in,
From the first 10 minutes,
all the
right? We get
ways.
the what is it? Not I keep saying Ant Man, but it's
It's
the
termite.
termite, right?
The termite, yeah.
And man, that was wild in a way that only the boys could pull off, right? It's like it just this show is set the
Like
stage right
I
there,
gotta
right?
tell you, the hype on this season has been like, oh, Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy, you gotta check him out. He's gonna be the new factor on it. And you're like, oh, cool. So you're going in like I thought that was gonna be the big like draw for the, and he's there. But to me, I had so much more. Like I was more blown away with like seeing Stormbringer. What's her name?
Oh, Stormfront, right? She's
Stormfront,
still
where
alive.
she's
What? Yeah,
still alive in the hospital, but she's all maimed and mutilated,
yeah.
and like, or seeing Termite, or seeing how like Homelander is slowly losing his shit, especially with like just real petty stuff, like the fact that the Deep is now more popular than he is, like just or the fact that Black Noir and by the way, I love what they're doing in the show with Black Noir, because in the comics, Black Noir was actually a clone of Homelander.
Oh, I didn't know.
So that was like a big, and he was put on the team in case Homelander goes crazy. You kill him before he goes, and you just take his place. So like the fact that they made him a black guy and he's got his own sense of agency and urgency, like I'm really liking this series, and
So good.
I
It's just
like
and listen,
it's
Homelander.
no,
His performance has always been great, but he's taken it to a new level, man. This guy
dude.
is awesome. That scene, I mean, I love it when he's like, you know what, fuck it. When it, like, being blackmailed with the video, the plan, he's like, oh, go ahead and show it. Either A, no one likes me, and I'll do whatever the fuck I want, or people love me, and he's fine with it. Now he's like so much more dangerous than ever, and you just sense
Yeah.
it, like, dude, this guy is unstoppable. It's like, I'm gonna go to where do you live in whatever Iowa, whatever fucking town Starlight's from, dude. It's so menacing. Dude, it's creepy. He's just one of the best villains ever. Period. Movies
You
or
know what
shows. He's so good, man.
you know what he feels like to
God.
me? He feels like Christian Bale in American Psycho as a superhero.
Yeah, you're right.
That's like it.
Yeah.
Like if
Completely
he ever
unhinged.
puts on Huey Lewis and the News on his
Oh my
headphones,
God.
I'm like, we're all dead.
I'm
We're
surprised they
all
haven't
dead.
done that.
That's oh my
I
god.
mean, he's just so unhinged, and God, it's just it's amazing what the character work they do in this show, man. You can just sit there and watch his character. I can watch him all day long. But if he's Butcher
And let's
Huey,
talk about how fun was it that they converted like their version of Disney World to Pride, and so
oh
it
my
was like.
God, that's oh God, what's that?
Like you want to talk about making fun of corporate synergy to make money under false pretenses of like fighting for a cause. I was like, did you just notice the name of the tacos?
I caught two. I caught the BLM, Black Lives Matter,
Right.
BLTs, and I got the woke or woke walk, whatever
The,
that is.
the, the woke walk,
Woke
and they also
walk.
had like
It was genius.
something like well, there was a fish taco, which I thought was hysterical. But then there was like the rainbow chimichanga, like it was like just a bunch. And then you had that girl who was like their version of the Scarlet Witch, the Crimson Commander, was her
whatever
name?
was, yeah.
And she blows a dude up, and you're like, oh my god! Like when you get too old to control your powers, this is their version of like, oh, your dog got old, so you put him on a farm upstate, and even then you don't want to hang out there for too long because if they go sideways, you go pop. And I was like, wow, that is, I mean, and there's so much. And then let's talk about Jensen Ackles, because like you want to talk about weirding out, like if you're gonna make Captain America real, what part of reality affects Captain America, and just being a real big douche about things because you're Captain America. Why wouldn't you? I from the costume to the attitude, I was all in all the worst ways. It almost felt like this is what Peacemaker would be like if he didn't have a little bit of good in him. It
Right.
would be Soldier.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's just
Yeah.
God does such a good job, and just the writing is just so good, man. They just balance so much storylines and characters, and they all get their due. Right? They do such a good job and maintain that tone, man. It's just it's bonkers, but very satirical and very smart. It just works, man. I don't know what it is about this show. It makes it so good. I mean, it's why it's my one of my favorite shows. It really,
It's
it's just
I think it's a combination of violence, not taking themselves too seriously, but being serious about the story they're telling.
agreed.
Like that
Absolutely.
over the top. It's almost like Quentin Tarantino level violence, Quentin Tarantino like cynical comedy sarcasm, but complete committed to like, but this is really happening. Like everyone here is fucked up,
Right.
but this is really happening. That juxtaposition between the two makes the whole series so fucking
It
worth it.
really does, man. It just God, I'm excited to hopefully. I mean, what I think it's 8 episodes. It's a shame. I wish this one should be 10.
I think it's
You know, at
and
least all
and
50
and,
some
and
minutes long. And Disney.
let's not forget there's so many minor characters that have huge impacts in the series. Giancarlo Esposito's
Oh,
character
come on.
as a president of Voight, who's like looking at Homelander going, I own you. I don't care how powerful you are. I own you. And you better watch it because I can break you if I need to. Like that sort of like just a regular dude. And the fact that Homelander, even though he doesn't want to admit it, knows that guy is his biggest threat
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
makes it such an interesting dynamic of like what is power, especially when one is unhinged and one is asserting control on the unhinged. What could happen
Yeah,
because of it?
I
I
think
mean,
that's gonna
god damn,
that
it's
season
such a
then
good
that's gonna
series.
really come to a head. I would assume. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm
I
curious.
think so too.
What I forgot her
I
name,
think so too.
but I want to blows all the heads up. If she can actually do that to Homelander, like blow his head up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because that'd be a good way.
I don't know.
That's a good like
I don't
ace
know.
up his
Well,
sleeve. Like, okay, you're gonna misbehave, and I
yeah.
have her, and I don't know if she can. I don't mean I.
Or forget her. What if Termite goes into
Well, he's
Homelander?
probably
Like,
too
how does that
strong.
happen?
The
Like, what?
strength thing. It's
I
interesting,
mean,
like
there's a
because
lot of
obviously, yeah. Or there's that whatever the weapon they're looking for, if that exists or not, who knows? But there's got to be something coming up because otherwise he is obviously unstoppable. He's unstoppable, right? At this point, he can do what he wants. If he really wanted to, which he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and that's what makes him so menacing as a villain. It just works so well, man. Because damn, but yeah, just great show.
And also, I like the idea that you introduced the
Oh,
V24, the pill that gives you superpowers for 24 hours. And how does that affect the boys? How does that change who they
I think it
are
will
or
once they
doesn't?
find
Or
out that he used it.
makes them,
Yeah, because it
yeah,
goes against everything
yeah,
that they stand for, right? Yeah,
everything. It goes, the whole point of what their team is. So
yeah.
I was like, there's so many interesting, like moral
That's
and,
what I'm
and,
saying.
and, and
And they set
ethical
up these little nuggets
and
so
person.
well that they're gonna pay off, right? There's such a good job. It's really well, man. It's incredible.
They always do. It's almost like Breaking Bad,
Yeah,
where everything they set up,
exactly.
they
Yeah,
eventually pay off.
yeah.
Maybe not right away, but in the course of the season, they usually pay off like 60 to 70 of the stuff they set up, and the last 30 just carries over to the next season,
Mm-hmm.
and then they do that. They answer 67, and they carry just 30% over, just to keep you still
Right.
like focus on that main thread.
Yeah, and this
It's
show's
done
really,
so well,
man. It's
so well.
kudos to them. It's just this is the best show on TV as far as I'm concerned currently, or at least one of them anyway. I'm not gonna. It's one of them, right?
It's one of them.
I would say it's my favorite
Right.
show. I'll put it that way.
I'll tell you right now, I put the boys in terms of like quality, not as like of genre, but in terms of quality, I put it right up there with Stranger
Oh, yeah,
Things. Just
absolutely.
a
Stranger Things this season was
quality
fantastic. There's no
series.
question about. I mean, obviously, you've only seen 3 of the
Yeah,
boys. It can go down and go up, but that right.
but I'm
Sure.
talking based on the
Oh,
2 seasons prior and these 3 episodes. I put the boys and Stranger Things in terms of like
I put for me the boys are
quality,
behind because Stranger
great.
Things took a small dip at the first.
No, I put them in the same.
Sure.
I'm not putting one. I'm just putting in the
Oh, no,
category
fair
of like
enough.
reliable
Fair enough.
quality shows.
Especially in
Yeah,
the genre.
they are
Oh
as
no,
you
yeah,
would
oh, no,
say
yeah,
top tier,
obviously, yeah,
that
no
upper
question.
tier.
As far as there's would it be in the geek sphere in terms of shows? No question, these are one of the top 2. And it's funny because all the best shows are usually on the ones in DC or Marvel. Although you can put Peacemaker this year in that list, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Peacemaker
forgot
was
about
a
that, but I
standout,
put that up there, but
absolutely.
I still have the boys ahead of it. But nonetheless, it's top tier. But I just, I'm saying, I really wish Marvel would give us something like that. Because even like Umbrella Academy, I would put that top tier as far as I'm concerned. And again, another
Yeah,
property that's not DC Marvel. why isn't Marvel there? And that's always been my biggest gripe. Is like they should be there, right? They should be giving us.
In the movie verse, I feel like they're doing that for
Yeah,
the most of it,
they
but
have.
like their
But
TV
yeah,
is
TV they just
struggling a
have
little
to
bit.
kind of connect or just hit it right all the way through. Even Moon Knight had potential,
Right.
but then the last episode, okay,
It was like I said, if every episode was an 8, some episodes were 8.5, and then you had 8, and it should have been
yeah,
all
all the
either
way through, right? And
8.5s or
we haven't
9s.
gotten that from Marvel.
So
That's
like
just like
and
it's frustrating,
no,
right?
we haven't. The I think the closest we've gotten to it
The
has been Loki.
closest,
I feel like Loki was the closest
yes,
we've been.
my
The
favorite show, but
closest.
again, it's not The Boys, it's not Stranger Thing, it's not Umbrella, like it's not to
Oh,
that
it's no,
level, it's
no,
not Peacemaker. So and that's always my biggest thing
no,
because
it's not
Marvel has
Peacemaker.
all the ingredients. I'm hoping to give us. I want to see something great. I don't think Miss Marvel is going to be that. It's good. It's not going to be that. Obviously, it's not going to be The Boys. You know.
Right. Well, I also think. Do you think maybe just because we're adults, we're a little jaded because everything we're talking about, like as the best, has much harder
Yeah,
tones. So
it's
maybe
possible.
maybe it's
I mean, yeah,
maybe
we're
it's
a different
us.
age demographic, so I mean, again, we've seen
Yeah.
so much of superhero stuff over the years, right? And The Boys is something different and
Right.
unique, right? That we haven't seen as this Peacemaker and extreme, right?
And
Extreme is like,
extreme and
yeah, it's
extreme. Like
like
it's not something
the
you.
gloves are off.
It's the
Boom.
opposite of. It's an opposite of the
No, of
Black
course,
Adam
it's just
trailer.
all right. This
Nothing
is
we've
just
seen before.
pure
It's like,
nerd.
whoa,
This is
yeah,
what this is, right? It's not for kids. It's not Marvel. I get
yeah,
it. Marvel's got a demographic. Got to hit. I understand that. I do. But they could always kind of veer off a little bit, right? Just take it. Even Doom Patrol, which is really, really good. I'm not saying top tier, but it's really, really good, right? Right. That's unique
really
and
good. Yeah,
different.
I would put that very much in. Yeah, I put that in like the Moon Knight Miss Marvel category where it's really good and it's
Yeah.
consistent and you can tell people watch this because you have never seen
Right. It's
something like
something
this before. And I
exactly.
can tell people watch Moon Knight and you've never seen something like Moon Knight before. I will tell you the same thing with Doom Patrol. You've never seen
Right.
anything like
And
this
yeah,
before.
I actually
Watch
do.
that and you're gonna get a
And I
great
want to
unique
see more of that
experience.
Marvel because Miss Marvel is not something we haven't. We've seen stuff like Miss Marvel. It's not new.
Right.
It's
It's
just
just
really well done.
really
It's
well
executed
done,
well, right?
but
But
we've
Doom
seen it
Patrol
before. Right.
is
Right.
unique. The Boys is unique. It's just like
Unique.
bark,
Absolutely.
and that's what
Yeah.
I want to see more of. Even Peacemaker is unique in comparison to whatever else we see to some degree, right? In terms of its tone, that's
Sure.
what I want to see. But The
Sure.
Boys is still. It's up. It's top notch. It's no question about it.
Top.
It's so much
It's the
fun.
tops. Yeah.
Obviously, the fourth episode this Friday. We'll talk about it next week. But yeah, dude, it's a stellar, man. It's just a must-watch show. I can't imagine, and not
Yeah.
anybody not fans of superhero not watching the show. I really can't. And
Yeah.
I guess maybe not for everybody because it's pretty violent. Some people don't like that. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And those people
I
suck.
mean, I'm not
So, you know
disagreeing
what
with
I'm
that.
saying?
But yeah, it's too violent. It's not for you. Fine. I get it.
Sure.
But anybody else? God damn it. If you're not on board, get on board for Christ's sake. It's so
Out of
good.
here.
But yeah, great start. Three episodes in on every Friday on Amazon. But yeah, dude. But that being said, them's the nuggets and the main course for today.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning to our show. Of course, we always appreciate you guys checking in. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff. The more people that like and subscribe to the show, the more shows we can do for you guys. We really appreciate it. So please keep on tuning in. Don't forget, if you want to check out more of the Nerdsplaining episodes, you can go to YouTube at the Latin Nerd Network. We have shows like Nerdsplaining, and you have the watch list and Thanos' Choice. And we have more shows coming. We promise. I know people have been saying it for a while, but we are working on. But we are coming with more shows. I promise you get those as well. Don't forget, if you want to watch or listen to all the original audio episodes, you can check them out at ericdasilva.com, ERICDASILVA. They're on the landing page there. You can listen to all the original episodes with all the great guests we've had on before. And, check those out. And while you're there, don't forget to buy my album, Adorably Offensive. It's a good comedy hour for people who like to laugh at things that are inappropriate, or if you want to hurt someone's feelings and laugh at them because they're getting offended and you're laughing at the thing. It works out for everybody except for the people who get offended, but who cares about those people? Guys, don't forget to check us out on social media at Nerdsplaining Pod on Instagram and at Nerdsplaining _ on Twitter. Once again, guys, I have